Good morning. I'm hoping that the internet here is strong enough to allow this to take place. So please let me know if you can hear me, because yeah, it looks as if it's going okay. So I wanted to jump on and talk about inner dance because some of you already know that there was 23 of us did the inner dance facilitator training at Barmolloch Farm just before I flew out here to Gran Canaria. And it was quite an incredible experience. And I wanted to talk about what inner dance is because it's another brilliant process that you can use and you can access pretty simply. And it's effortless, really, in terms of you lie down and you listen to the soundscapes. And what we normally use is Serena. Serena was a facilitator on the inner dance training. She's a DJ from Florida. Well, she lives in Florida. I'm not sure if she's from there. And she took us through all the science, the physics around using the music to change the frequencies of the brain. And there's certain brain frequencies that traumas get stuck in. And so when you can get the brain into the right frequency, it's simply easier to let go. So it really is another form of letting go, as is family constellations, which is where I learned about inner dance with Vida. She uses the inner dance method during most of her retreats. And obviously I'm going to be bringing it in. I'm going to be bringing it in to our 3-day fasting. It's a 4-day retreat, but it's 3 days of water fasting when we're in Barmolloch in August, September. And then to our Scotland's Wild Medicine retreat at the end of October. So it's a phenomenal, easy to do protocol. So you lie down, you can put on a mask if you want, and you listen to the music. It's simple as that. And then the facilitators can go around the room and they may touch you somewhere if you're open to that. They play other instruments like more shamanic type instruments, drums, rattles, etc. And then some people love it, like I love it. But my friend Cara, I'm sure she'll tell you she hated it because it can really set off. It's designed to move energy. And obviously that process can be very liberating, but it can also be really, really frustrating. And I've seen people leave the room because it gets too much for them. So, go in with a very realistic expectation of what it can mean to you, because you may or may not enjoy it, depending on what's going on in your life right now and depending on your ability to breathe through any resistance that comes in. So I did the course with Caroline Giorgio, who has Inner Dance Scotland. Now, I know she's been up in Aberdeen. She was at the Goddess Gathering with us. She's been up in Aberdeen working with Nicola as well. So I know a lot of you are getting to experience the inner dance because it is such a powerful tool. And it also means no matter how unwell you are or how tired or sore the body may be, anybody can really access that because all you have to do is lie down, get comfortable and listen. And what she's doing with the music, because Serena was DJing live, and that she's bringing you in and out of these brain waves, and she watches the room and she basically works with the room and kind of allows the energy to build and allows people to release. And that can be quite noisy and quite dramatic, let's say, when you're in an intense releasing session, because there's different soundscapes that have much more intensity in terms of, they're going to take you to that place. Very, very interesting to observe. And that whole process, we were there for 7 days in Barmolloch, 23 of us, and spending a lot of time sharing a lot of stories. It was very, very powerful. And you know, you get a connection with people when you all get together like that with a real willingness to let go. And that's, I think, the main thing right now, isn't it? How willing are we to get uncomfortable and to move through the discomfort and to own the discomfort as ours? And, you know, to move out of that victim perpetrator energy where it's poor me and it goes into, right, okay, that happened to poor me, but now where am I going with that? So there was different processes. We did breath work. Obviously, I led some of the breathing, and we were in the river, we were in nature, we were at the standing stones, all the things that that beautiful glen, these two beautiful glens, Comickle and Comartin, allow very powerful ley lines, very powerful for land for doing this work. And obviously I was doing the food as well, and there's just tons of wild food around, and it was just brilliant to go out and really bring the land in and eat the foods, the wild foods, and take that through the body as well. So very, very powerful. So when I get back next week, I'm back and I'm back to see Dr. Asim Malhotra and John Campbell at the Classic Grand on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. John Watt, who's kind of led the cry for the vaccine injured. He's been injured himself, but he's also helping people, and he's raising money because obviously the government and very often the medical system aren't really able to help for whatever reason. So all the money is going to go to help the victims, and we're looking at different ways as to how we can help people move forward from even if you've not been vaccine injured. So many people are sick right now, long COVID, autoimmune issues. What can we do? We, the people, do to help move back into greater states of ease. So we're going to be looking at that. So I'm very excited to meet these guys who are really on the global platform for change and for taking their power back. And then on the following Friday, the 7th, I think it is, the Friday, the 7th of June, Caroline and I are going to be in the Arlington Baths. Now, if you've not experienced Caroline, what a beautiful soul. And I think we've only got 12 spaces. I think there's a few left. I'm not entirely sure. I've not spoken to her for a couple of weeks. But the places are going fast. So if you would like to try inner dance, to come and join us at the Arlington Baths and experience the soundscapes, lie down and see how your body responds, what comes up for you, what passes through, what you can release, and how you can become a cleaner and clearer vessel for whatever it is you want to achieve in your life. Because if you look at it, what we're doing is we're getting the old information out to make way for the new, and it's just cleaning out at that cellular level. You know, I'm working on my new book, which is Wild Invisible Medicine, and looking at you know, all the frequencies of color, the frequencies of the sound, the frequencies that we can see with our human eyes, and the ones that we can't see, and how all of that is having an impact on our health, the frequencies of minerals and elements that can really be fed into our bodies digitally, and how music, which is such a powerful, powerful medium, can be used, not just to help us heal, but to help us to let go of the past, to help us to find courage, inspiration. Now, we all know that certain music can do that for you, but we're now really, again, getting the data and the science around the power of music to heal us. Now, there's hundreds of sound baths going around. The science is fascinating. And what we can do is we can really utilize, you know, I'm always looking for ways that primarily are free, and there's a lot of soundscapes you can listen to for free, and also that are simple to do if you're feeling very unwell, as a lot of people are. Maybe you don't have the motivation levels. So these protocols can just help lift you up and maybe give you enough energy just to make better choices and to see things a bit more clearly, and to help you move out of suffering, because ultimately that's what this is all about, is to alleviate suffering in the human race. And there's so many different ways to do it, and inner dance is definitely one of them. So if you'd like to join us, Caroline and I, next week. What day is today? It'll be like 2 weeks yesterday. 2 weeks past yesterday. And then I'm doing the 3-day water fast. I'm coming on tomorrow to talk more about that. And then we've got Scotland's Wild Medicine, the retreat, which is a real immersion with myself and Claire Holohan, medical herbalist in Loch Allen beside her medicine garden, wild food. I mean, it's such a delight of a retreat with such incredible food, medicines, and a new understanding of the body, and how all the things that you can do in order to get well. And everything, of course, is about the reconnection to nature. And what is our nature? And we are an instrument of consciousness. We have microtubules in every cell that can be in tune or out of tune with the Schumann resonance. Our brain frequencies can be in or out of tune depending on what we're trying to do. So it's really understanding all of that so that we can make the absolute most of the time that we have here. So that's it for Inner Dance. Follow Caroline Inner Dance Scotland. I'm going to be bringing Inner Dance into our retreats, and probably we'll bring some more workshops in. I need to get back to Scotland and get my brain back in gear because I've not really been that well. I've been working on my book and not really doing very much else. So I need to get myself back into full power and back in the game. And I look forward to seeing you all. If you want to hear more about the water fast, which is going to be a phenomenal retreat with family constellations, inner dance, letting go, breath work, taking the food and all the garbage out and becoming this pure, clear instrument of consciousness. So join me tomorrow to hear more about that, and have a wonderful Saturday and a wonderful weekend. Ciao.